Hey guys, it's time for another tutorial, and it's a sparkly one again. I know I should do something matte next time, leave requests, but this is actually a request from you guys. We're using the 3D Lorac Luster today, but first we're gonna prime our face. I'm gonna prime my face, and then my eyes. So this is what I do before I apply foundation. I always like to prime my face and then prime my eyes and let my eye primer kind of sink in while I do my foundation. So I'm using a dampened beauty blender and I am just bumping this all over my skin. I don't want to completely mask my skin, so I'm just using a light coverage. I'm not going too heavy with this. I will be concealing after I do my eye makeup. So now I'm moving on. I'm using this warm toned matte brown. It's pretty dark. This is Sable from the Lorac Pro palette. And I am taking a pencil brush, and normally I start my eyes by fanning a bunch of color in the crease, but here you see I am just drawing a precise line. I am really framing out and defining the entire crease of my eye. I'm going to take it out and almost create a cat eye type effect. You can see right there I'm showing you I don't want to go beyond that line, but you can see that little triangle kind of popping up by creating that line connecting it to the actual crease. Then I'm going to take Espresso, which is a deeper brown, and I'm going to only take that a little bit in on the edge of the crease. This can look messy right now, don't worry, because you're going to blend it all out and it will blend. And then on top of that, we are going to put that bright sparkly shade all over the lid, so you know, you really can't screw this up as long as you blend and buff everything out. The point of this is to create a really strong amount of color in the crease itself and not have it going upward too much. So you really just want everything to be blended and blurred but defined at the same time. So now we're moving on to a little bit of magic. This is the 3D Luster. Super, super reflective, beautiful. I do find that it applies a little bit better if you allow it to dry a little bit on the back of your hand and then apply it to the lid. You see I'm still fanning my eye here because it's a little wet, so you do have to be kind of patient with it. But it's gorgeous and it does wear all day. I really, really like it, and this is what ties this entire eye look together. I'm gonna take the shade Garnet with a fluffy crease brush and just press that color right on the outer edge. It's gonna create a nice foiled effect, and the color is so appropriate. It's very fall, and I just thought it looked really nice. It complemented the topaz shade just beautifully. And you want to make sure that you clean up those edges and make everything look really soft and pretty and not harsh. You don't want any harsh lines, so always keep a clean brush handy and soften up those edges. And we're going to curl our lashes. I always do this before lining because that's just how I do it. I don't want my liner to move around, and I curl my lashes really close to my lash line. So lashes are curled, time to move on to the Scary liquid liner. I do need to do an entire tutorial on this because I could spend 5 minutes explaining stuff to you right here, but instead I will just share with you and show you what I am doing. I create my wing first. I pull my eyelid a little bit taut. I really try to stay as close to the lash line as possible, and I use small little strokes. You don't need to do this all in one big massive stroke. You can do teeny tiny little movements with the liner brush itself. I find that this type of liner that's in a pen already, the felt tip, is the easiest to do a cat eye with. And I'm just creating my line here. I don't worry too much about the actual flick, the actual edge of the cat eye until I'm done with the initial line, and then I go back and I fill it in. And that's pretty much it right there. For this look, I didn't want the cat eye to be too crazy, so I didn't fill it in on the edge too much. And bam, my other eye is magically lined, and then I had to go and decide that I wanted more shimmer, so I applied more of the Lorac Luster in Topaz and realized that it covered up my liner a lot more than I thought it would, and I was being really dramatic and I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to finish the tutorial, but this is real life. This is what happens. Sometimes you have to kind of mix things up on the spot. So what you can do if you ever get shadow on top of where you have placed your liquid liner, don't worry about it. Just apply a little more liner on top. You don't even have to go over the edge of it again. Just line where the shadow touched the black because you want that black to really pop. All right, so here I'm just taking a Q-tip, nothing fancy. I'm just cleaning up those edges so none of the shimmer is where I don't want it. And we're gonna move back to the face. I am taking the Marc Jacobs corrector pen. This stuff is so phenomenal. I don't know why I hadn't been using it. I bought it months ago and recently have just fallen in love with it. It is gorgeous under the eye. It's very hydrating, but it doesn't look greasy, and gives you a little bit of coverage too. So it's not just your typical highlighting pen. It is a little more coveragey. Coveragey, is that even a word? Okay, but I wanted more because I feel like I have really crazy dark circles right now. Lord knows why. Probably not enough sleep, but that's a whole nother story. So here I am taking my newest obsession. I have a lot of new obsessions right now, whatever. This is the Hourglass concealer that is so creamy and good, and I will be reviewing it soon because I love it. Anyway, okay, so I kind of doubled up on the concealer, and now I am mattifying the skin with my Rimmel Stay Matte. And then I'm gonna bronze things up, but I'm not overly contouring. I'm just kind of, you know, giving a little bit of color to my face because, let's face it, I'm kind of pale these days, you guys. No self-tan or no nothing, but just adding some color to the perimeter of my face, sides of my nose, down my neck, forehead, you know, the usual. And then I'm going to apply this blush, Bougainvillea. I think I said that right, did I? I'm not sure. This was in my must-have blushes video. I love this blush. It is perfect for fall. I've placed it kind of high on the cheeks. I'm going to set my concealer with a little bit of ambient powder. This is a powder that has a slight sheen to it. You could just use whatever highlighting powder you like, but I just wanted something very soft. I don't want to overly shine up the face. Then I'm taking a little bit of taupe and a pencil brush, and you can use any matte brown, and I'm just dragging this on the lower lash line and then taking the shade Gold, and I am dragging that about halfway out, starting on the inner corner. You guys can interchange whatever products I'm using. Just kind of go with the basic idea. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. You can just use some of the same techniques and you'll still come up with a pretty look. So now I am piling on the mascara because I'm a mascara queen and I like big voluminous lashes. And then we're gonna get to brows. This has been a topic of conversation on my channel as of recently. Some people hate my brows, some people love my brows. Thank you for the brow supporters out there on my favorites video. I love you guys. My eyebrows love you too. And yeah, so this is my new favorite eyebrow pencil. It is the Perfect Brow from Anastasia, and I will soon be doing a complete tutorial. I do have a particular way that I fill them in, but again, I don't want to spend, you know, a quadrillion years going over that part of it in this tutorial. So now I am lining my lips, just using a nude liner, and I am going to then shine them up with a little bit of Sorbet from Jouer. That rhymed. Yeah, so that's it. That is pretty much it. We're gonna make sure that none of this moves by using a little setting spray. I'm using D-Slick from Urban Decay, and oh hey, more mascara. That's why I like this mascara, because you can just keep putting it on. And that's it, you guys. Voila, shimmery, beautiful eyes that are perfect for holiday. I used all Sigma brushes, guys. A discount code will be below in the info box. And thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Be sure to leave more requests, and I'll see you in my next video.